There are stars, and then there are souls who seem to glow from something deeper than fame. Keanu Reeves belongs to the latter. For over 5 decades, he has walked through Hollywood with a humility that feels almost defiant. Audiences know him as a cyberpunk savior, a relentless assassin, a romantic dreamer. Yet beneath the iconic roles and staggering box office numbers lives a man shaped not by applause, but by loss. His story is not one of glittering privilege. It is a testament to endurance, to quiet compassion, and to the rare power of remaining gentle in a world that often rewards hardness. A beginning marked by absence, Keanu Charles Reeves was born on September 2, 1964, in Beirut, a place already trembling with political tension. His father, Samuel Nolan Reeves Jr., drifted out of his life when Keanu was only 3. There were no long explanations, no heartfelt goodbyes, just absence. He would see his father only once more at 13, a brief encounter that felt more like meeting a stranger than reconnecting with family. That early abandonment carved a silent space inside him. The absence of a father is not simply an empty chair at dinner. It is a missing blueprint for identity, a question mark that follows you into adulthood. A childhood without roots. His mother, Patricia Taylor, did her best to hold life together, but stability remained elusive. The family moved from Sydney to New York before settling in Toronto. Schools changed as frequently as addresses. Keanu struggled with dyslexia, words rearranging themselves into confusion on the page. He attended 4 high schools in 5 years and was eventually expelled from one arts institution for being, in his own words, a little too rambunctious. Home felt temporary, like a suitcase never fully unpacked. Yet amid the instability, he found refuge on the ice rink, guarding hockey nets with fierce focus and earning the nickname The Wall, discovering escape through acting. Though he once dreamed of playing professional hockey, an injury shifted his path. Acting became his new sanctuary. On stage, he could inhabit other lives and silence his own uncertainties. At 17, he left school and moved to Los Angeles, carrying little more than determination. He worked odd jobs and endured countless auditions. Rejection became routine. Small television roles and commercials paid barely enough to survive. There were nights of doubt, moments when returning to Canada felt sensible. But something inside him refused surrender. Acting was no longer ambition alone. It was survival, a lifeline thrown toward possibility. Breakthrough and rising stardom success arrived gradually, then all at once. The 1989 comedy Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure introduced audiences to his endearing charm. What could have been a forgettable teen film became a cultural touchstone. In 1991, Point Break positioned him alongside high-octane thrills, and by 1994's Speed, he was a bona fide action star. Fame transformed his circumstances, but it did not erase the quiet introspection that defined him. While the world celebrated his rise, he carried within him a sensitivity that success could neither inflate nor silence. Friendship and the first great loss. Among the most meaningful relationships in his life was his friendship with River Phoenix. They connected over art, philosophy, and shared discomfort with Hollywood superficiality. Their collaboration on My Own Private Idaho deepened that bond, but on Halloween night in 1993, River collapsed outside the Viper Room and died of an overdose at 23. Keanu was filming Speed when he heard the news. Grief hollowed him. Fame felt irrelevant in the shadow of mortality. Losing River was not merely losing a friend. It was losing a mirror, a kindred spirit who understood his inner landscape. A sister's battle and quiet generosity. While navigating career highs, Keanu faced another private war. His sister Kim was diagnosed with leukemia in the early 1990s. For a decade, he stood beside her, funding treatments and adjusting his life to ensure she received care. When the Matrix catapulted him into unprecedented wealth and global recognition, He quietly donated millions to cancer research and established a foundation without attaching his name. For him, generosity was not branding, it was gratitude. Kim eventually went into remission, a rare victory in a life so often marked by loss. It proved that sometimes love, persistence, and hope could prevail. The unbearable grief of losing a child. In 1999, as The Matrix redefined science fiction cinema and transformed him into a philosophical action icon, Keanu prepared for fatherhood with girlfriend Jennifer Syme. Their daughter, Ava Archer Syme Reeves, was stillborn on Christmas Eve. The nursery remained untouched. The silence was deafening. How does one mourn a future that never begins? Keanu and Jennifer tried to support each other, but grief can strain even the deepest bonds. They eventually separated, united forever by shared sorrow. For Keanu, the loss etched itself into his worldview. Life's fragility was no longer abstract. It was intimate, immediate, and irrevocable. Another farewell too soon tragedy struck again in 2001 when Jennifer Syme died in a car accident, only 18 months after Ava's death. She was buried beside their daughter. Keanu served as a pallbearer, carrying more than a coffin, carrying memory, regret, and love that had nowhere left to go. Work became refuge once more. Acting was not escape, but structure, something solid in a world that felt unbearably fragile. He would later reflect that grief changes shape, but never disappears. It becomes part of you, woven into your gestures, your silences, your compassion for others who suffer unseen. Reinvention through art and action. Despite heartbreak, Keanu continued building an extraordinary career. The John Wick franchise, beginning with John Wick, reinvented him for a new generation, blending sorrow and fury into operatic action. Beyond film, he co-founded Arch Motorcycle Company, channeling his love of motorcycles into craftsmanship and collaboration. He wrote comics, supported stunt teams with generous bonuses, and remained known for small acts of kindness, riding the subway, giving up his seat, listening to strangers. Wealth accumulated, yet material extravagance did not define him. Instead, humility became his signature. Companionship and peace with Alexandra Grant. In later years, he found steady companionship with Alexandra Grant. Friends long before romance, they built their relationship on shared creativity and mutual respect. When they appeared publicly together in 2019, it felt less like a spectacle and more like a quiet affirmation that love can bloom after devastation. Grant, an accomplished artist in her own right, stands beside him not as an accessory to fame, but as an equal partner. Their presence together radiates maturity. Two whole individuals choosing connection, not completion. For a man acquainted with profound loss, companionship itself feels miraculous. Conclusion: choosing kindness again and again. At 60, Keanu Reeves embodies a rare paradox, a global superstar whose greatest achievement may be his humanity. His journey from Beirut to Hollywood, from abandonment to acclaim, from unspeakable grief to enduring gentleness, reminds us that survival is sometimes the bravest act of all. He has lost friends, a child, partners, and certainty. Yet he continues to choose kindness. In a culture enamored with spectacle, his quiet dignity feels revolutionary. Perhaps his true legacy is not cinematic, but spiritual. Proof that suffering need not harden us, and that even after unimaginable loss, one can still wake up, breathe deeply, and whisper, "I'm happy to be here."